must have the whole truth. This is the true light, coming to you live from live tapes. The answers to all your questions. We don't need false prophets. We don't need misinformed teachers that don't know how to teach. We don't need leaders that don't know how to lead. That's right, he's here right now with us on earth, incarnated in human form, with the total truth. You have to hear it to believe it.
شكرا جزيلا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الوالي الكريم. وصلى الله على أنبياء أجمعين والمسيح والمهدي والمجدد لمن مرسلين. Are we not the bearers of witness that nothing would exist if Allah didn't create it? And that He is alone and has no partners? And that all gratitude is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the sustainer of all the boundless universes. All gratitude is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the generous eternal friend. And send salutations of Allah on all of His prophets and His apostles, and on the Messiah, the anointed one, and on the Mahdi, the guide, and on the Mujaddid, the reformer, which was all sent from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We send greetings and we send peace throughout the boundless universe to all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
You are now listening to The True Light with Saeed Al-Imam Isa Al-Hadi Al-Mahdi in a live question and answer session.
Is it true that we are able to capture the devil if by acting righteously and being more positive, we would lure him into a trap?
Yes, that's the only way to defeat the devil, is to trap him. You won't destroy him because he's an angel. You can trap him. And the bait is your righteousness, not your imitation of righteousness or portrayal of righteousness, but sincere righteousness. He is attracted to this city that we're trying to set up of peace. He has no need of the waste in his feet because he controls them. They don't realize it, whether they call themselves Muslims or not. They just don't know he controls them because they don't know who he is. They don't know his approach. Right? What he cannot, what he was never able to do, is in the time of the Prophet Nabi Musa, alayhi salam, Moses had set up an ark of the tabernacle. And that's the thing the devil wanted to get. And that's why they had cherubim, two cherubim with folded wings on the ark of the tabernacle. Because the cherubims who, after the fall, became aiders of the seraphim, became protectors against their own host. The flaming sword, as they call it, which are used in the medical symbol. Alright? So yes, the only way is to capture him and bind him. But he's attracted to righteousness. He knows that he has the world. He has everybody that you basically see on a day-to-day basis under his control, who have their own opinions without any points. They have their own philosophy, what they think the truth is, without any real knowledge. I've come to find out, especially Americans, Caribbeans, people like that, when you talk to them, they got all this philosophy, and you ask them, in which language do you get this meaning? The devil's language, English. They interpret from the translation of the Yusuf Ali Quran or the King James Bible, and they'll come in and quote to you as if they found some philosophical truths, or some English translation of the Kabbalah or the Kabbalion or something some devil wrote, and here they got this new divine interpretation flowing to them, and they justify by saying it's not what language, it's what's in your heart, etc., etc. The devil loves all that. He loves all those philosophers and those teachers and those scholars who have no real knowledge, because they didn't take the time to toil into learning the languages of the scriptures so they can see what it was said in Hebrew and in Aramaic and in Arabic. They come off in English and a sprinkle of Pakistani, and bingo, they're scholars now, and they're Sheikh this and Haji this and Maulana this and Hafiz this, etc. And the devil loves all these imams. He loves these people because these people are just what he wants. This is why we've made, over the years, many predictions that came to pass. Many of them, I mean unbelievable predictions, from a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, and sometimes year-to-year basis that came to pass. And the devil has never made a public spectacle. They're not going to let Imam Isa get in the limelight, because they know that if I sat on the podium, they couldn't bring nobody, be he Jew, Christian, atheist, against me to stand against the truth. Because they read the books. And by reading the pamphlets the same way you do, they're saying, this man here is dangerous. Or to attack them verbally and make him have to go before a council and defend himself, he'll make us look stupid. They know I can get up and make them look stupid, so they can't have that. You follow? So the devil is deeply attracted by our community. The people inside, not the people outside, who tell people they're with us, but they're not with us. They're not inside the gates of the tabernacle, and they're not with us. I don't care how much they say they're Ansari. They don't have the blessings of the silsila of the Prophet or the Mahdi, because they have not picked up the cross and suffered with us. It's like people say, I'm a follower of this Jesus, but they're saying they're following Jesus from another city. I follow Jesus, but they won't travel to the city and sit down and sup with him and break bread, because they can't get along with each other. I don't like this brother. I don't like this person. I don't like this. I can't live like this. I can't eat this. And all of these same people say in the back of their mind, if I could only get to the mystical schools and study in the pyramids and learn the esoteric knowledge, and then they're worried about how much butter they have on their bread. Same person in the same breath who's professing to be so mystically inclined and so interested in the esoteric knowledge of Islam can't even suffer living amongst a bunch of brothers and sisters of his own. So it's a bunch of hypocrisy. So the devil's greatest strength and asset is A, that people don't know who he is, and he doesn't have to make an attempt to get black people, because they go right to him and give their souls to him by imitating him and emulating him and dressing like him and working for him and living in his way of life. So the devil don't need to tempt you people. You're just giving yourselves right to him. Only time you're going to defeat the devil is when you defeat everything he stands for, turn against everything he's about. And then, like Job, if you read it, he'll turn his attention to you. Because then the Lord can say, like in Job, yeah, the devil said, I'm walking to and fro in the earth in Job 1. And what did the Lord say? Have you considered my servant Job? He does everything right. Well, if you're sitting there saying, there's more I can improve on, I still got a smoking habit I have to get over, I don't dress like an Ansar yet, then you're not a Job. The devil is not concerned with you, because he already has you until you become Job, and the Almighty from heaven can say, according to the laws of the scriptures, that man is a righteous man. He or that woman is a righteous woman. She's living according to my scriptures, Satan. What about that person? Try to judge me by a woman who don't see her physical beauty over her spiritual beauty, and she covers her body and her face, and wants to raise her children in truth and outward. Try to judge me by the man who wants to wear the white jalabiya and the tagiyah every day and prostrate and doesn't want to work for the devil. Check that person out. Check out Job. Forget all about Nicodemus, which is the person who came to Jesus and said, I would follow you, but I have a good job. I'm not ready to follow you because I have a good job yet. And Paul, who persecuted Jesus and persecuted Jesus and persecuted Jesus, and then once Jesus was gone, then went and wrote his own books and took Jesus' teachings and turned it into what he calls Christianity. This is what you look at when you look out into a newcomer's class there. You see brothers and sisters there who want to be partially righteous. But the Almighty said, because of your partial righteousness, only part of you can get in paradise. You'd be a very unhappy spirit. You want to be partially righteous, but you want to get 100% of you in paradise. It doesn't work that way. Either you are all right, or you are not right at all. Remember that phrase. Either you are all right, or you are not right at all. You must dress right, walk right, talk right, pray right, eat right, so the devil can't tempt you. And these people who wear flickering clothes can walk from a mosque into a church, into a bar, and nobody can question. If a woman tried to walk into a bar with a veil on, that's where everybody in the bar would be intimidated by her presence, etc. So the answer to your question is, yes, you can trap the devil, but he's attracted to righteousness, not evil. He doesn't need to go to clubs and discotheques and stuff. He's attracted to righteousness. He wants the people that have made the transition. And this is why a lot of you brothers and sisters in there, the moment you start to make your intentions to become an Ansari, doors start opening up for you in the world that never opened before. Jobs that you were trying to get. People you haven't heard before start calling you. Things that you wanted to do seem to come. Money starts coming. Everything starts to happen. The devil sees you going towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wa sabilahu. Then he says, I want that soul. And he sets out to get you. In most cases, he makes offers. He gives you a raise in your job, or a better position, more money. Family starts contacting you. A friend comes from out of town. You meet a new girl. Or a bunch of new things start happening. And the devil usually gets. He wins out. But he never beat Job. He beat Job's wife and his friends, but he never beat Job. And everybody in there got to look at themselves as the Job, not as his friends. Don't do what your friends do. Don't let your friends prolong you from coming in. Because your friend is telling you he's going, because the Quran teaches you that everyone is going to be judged as individuals. Don't let your husband keep you from coming in. Don't let your wife keep you from coming in. If she doesn't want to come in, you do the same thing Job did. You leave her and Allah will provide you with a fresh family. It may be painful, but it couldn't be any more painful than Abraham waiting 90 years to get his first son, and then the Almighty asked Abraham to sacrifice that son after 90 years of waiting. Now that's taxing on the soul. Or Lot, who went through all this with his wife, and then when they got ready to leave the wicked city of Sodom, and he said, don't turn back to it, don't go back, don't call your mother in the streets, don't stay in contact with people still in Sodom. All of these stories are what we live today again. These are stories of symbols of us. Don't let people harden your heart. You make the move, because you will be judged as an individual before the Almighty, because you did not come into the world with the person that you're married to or socialized with. And when you leave, you'll go out. Unless you all get smashed in a car together, you're going to go out the world at different times. And even if you get smashed in a car together, because you're vibrating at different rates, you still ain't going to end up at the same place at the same time. All right?
Yes, I had one more part to that question. And that is, if we are able to capture the devil by being more righteous and trying to practice being more positive, then is it going to prolong the time that we have to try to get the mission that we have to do here together?
The moment the devil is captured, don't you realize that the souls and the minds of everybody in the world will change? Because what the devil has going for him is that he's into the souls and the minds of everybody in the world, coercing them into his way. The moment the devil is trapped, like when Solomon trapped the devil, his kingdom flourished. The moment the devil got loose, Solomon's temple was destroyed. Do you understand? The moment the devil is captured, there is no more mission. That is the ultimate mission.
Shukran.
The one thing that I never understood was, in terms of the Garden of Eden. That's the trick they use in the Bible. Okay. Christians don't say it's Garden of Eden when they should be saying the Garden in Eden. And that's, I'm going to hold you back too long, I'm going to tell you why. Because it says we created the man Adam and placed him in a garden eastward in Eden. And then they show you in the Bible that he was created near the Pison and the Gaisen River, which is in Sudan coming down into Ethiopia. And to go eastward from that would be in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. So they'd have to admit that Adam was created in Africa and put in Arabia. And they're not going to do that. So they got to put him up in Iraq somewhere and say he was created, the Garden of Eden was up in Iraq where the Turkish are. Go ahead. Okay, because then that would probably explain. I never understood why when Canaan left, he went to the land of Nod. And I always wondered who were the people of Nod and where they come from.
That's a very good question, right? The word Nod from Hebrew, Nod means to be bewildered or wilderness. Now, what's missing is if you go to this point in Revelation, the 12th chapter, 7, 6, and 8 verse. We're going to come up with an angel called Michael.
Right.
And this angel Michael had a host of angels under him. And they fought against a symbol called the dragon, who had a host of angels under him. You follow?
Right.
And the host, according to 8, Michael prevailed. So the righteous angel Michael prevailed over the wicked angels. Okay? Now who was this dragon? Says the great dragon was cast out. Who was that old
serpent. Now, that means there's a new one. Okay? That old serpent, called, past tense, ED, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. Now, what was he done? What did they say?
He deceived the whole world.
And then what?
And was cast
Out into the earth, and his
angels are cast out with him.
That's who the people of God were. And I'm going to prove it to you. Because if we follow the Bible line, we come to Cain and Abel, right?
Right.
And Cain slew Abel. So there was nobody else but Adam, Eve, Cain, and Abel.
Right.
And now Cain slew Abel.
Abel's gone.
And there was nobody else on the earth then. And then Cain went over to the land of Nod and found beings there, or people there.
Right.
Right. Now, where do these people come from?
That's always my question.
That's your question is simply answered in Genesis. I'm going to show you how it happens in Genesis chapter 6. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, right? That the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. Fair is not the light skin. In this case, fair is the Hebrew word jamal or the Arabic word jamil, beautiful. And took them for wives all that they chose. Then he said, concerning the ages of these spirits, headed by one, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man or be with man, for he is also flesh. Yet his days shall be 120. Then it goes on to say, and there was giants in the earth in those days. Now we've established several things. One is that there was only Cain, Abel, and Seth.
Right.
And now some other people. We also established that God, as he's called here, sent his sons down to earth to marry into the family of Cain, right? And there were giants in the earth in those days. The word giant is Jabbar or Nephilian. Big creatures, not in size now. We're talking about what happens about the giants. And there was giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, after the giants were here, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of man, they bore children. So they separated these giants from the sons of God. These giants in the earth are your 200 fallen angels who fell from grace with Lucifer. And they inhabited the land of Nod, where Cain eventually went and died. And Seth, who married his... Because remember, a woman has 2 mammary glands for a reason, meaning birth, to breastfeed. Every other mammal has the amount of mammary glands necessary for the amount of sprouts they give. They have 6, they give off 6 litter. Women has 2. She was supposed to give off male and female children, because it said, produce after your kind. He wasn't talking to Adam, he was talking to Adam and Eve. So a woman was supposed to give birth to twins. But now, of course, our genes are messed up, the air is messed up, the food is messed up, and we don't. We're weaker. We also live to be hundreds of years then, which we don't no longer. So the people of Nod were the fallen angels who came down into earth and married with the daughters of Cain. And then the sons of God, the 24 elders who sat around the throne mentioned in Ezekiel as well as in Revelation, they were the ones who came down with Michael, who was the Ancient of Days standing in the center of them, from which Jesus went and got the scroll. Now why they say that that's Michael, who Jesus got the scroll from, was Michael in Hebrew, Mikael, is the same as Mikael Sadek, which is a translation from Melchizedek or Melchizedek, who it says in the books of Hebrew, Jesus was after the order of him, and he was after the order of the Most High in Hebrews 5 and 6. So this Ancient of Days is the one who was with Abraham, with Moses, and with Jesus, called Melchizedek, or the angel Michael. You follow that?
Yeah.
King of Salem, by the way.
I always thought that it was God that was with them all.
But it speaks of, in Abraham's time, he said they sent the Lord and 2 angels. You follow that? Who came to Sarah and Hagar when he was in the tent and told him to go down to the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. But the Lord returned, they say, right in the Bible in Genesis. But the word Lord in the scripture is the same as Rabbi, Rabba, or Sayyid, or noble. This angel was the same angel who met Ibrahim on his journey, it says, and he broke bread with him and drank wine. That's the same one. And they called him in that case Melchizedek. They named him the second time they talked about it. And then Abraham went down there by himself because the angel didn't go with him, like he didn't at the tent. You follow? So they're confirming that the angels that came with three, and one of them was called the Lord, who was Melchizedek. Why they call him the Lord? Because he's after the order of the Most High, the book of Hebrews says. And they find that this name Melchizedek is here with Abraham, later down in the Bible with Moses, then later down in Revelations with Jesus. He was definitely the Ancient of Days, without beginning, without end. He was here because he was an angel over all the angels in the form of Michael, who when he came into the flesh became known as Melchizedek, who Jesus says in Revelation 1, he's going to send him in his image. See, people are waiting for Jesus to come, and Jesus makes it very clear that he's going to send his angel, not himself, in Revelation chapter 1. Let's read it. The revelations of Jesus the Messiah, which the Lord gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And then what did he say? And he, talking about Jesus, because that's what we're subjects on, sent what? And signified it
by his angel
unto his servants. Jesus didn't do it himself. Jesus sent an angel who was Michael, who people would think is Christ, in his place. He is the one that they're getting confused with Jesus and earth. Jesus told his disciples, you see me now, yet I leave and I come back and you see me no more. Right. And he's like, what are you talking about? He said, you see me, but you'll never see me again in the body. You'll see my flesh, but you must believe that the Messiah is in the flesh, because Corinthians says that all of you are Messiahs, Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15. Because as many of you as believe on me, them too I give the power to become the sons of God, it says in St. John chapter 1.
I'd like to know, what is the relationship between the Holy Quran and the Bible?
They're the same book. But the same question would be, how does the Old Testament and the New Testament relate to each other? You see? And the Holy Quran is the last testament that Jesus spoke of in Revelation as that little book.
So it's the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the last testament.
The Holy Quran, that's it. They all make up one scripture from the same creator. The Quran talks about Jesus more than anybody else. It mentions Moses, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the tribes, the families, Sodom, Gomorrah, God, Magog, Lot, Job. It covers all those people in the Bible. It's just a continuation of what was in the previous scriptures. And it says that it's the last one.
Okay, at the end, I believe, of the Bible,
yes,
it states in Revelation, like the last page.
Yes, the very last page, Revelation 22.
Yes, it states that nothing should be added
or taken away. From this, it says in 19, if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city, and from those things which are written in this book. Right?
Yes.
Now, what they're saying is, when this revelation of Jesus was finished, that nobody should have added or taken away from it. You understand? The Holy Quran says the same thing. In the first, the difference is, that's the last chapter here. And in the Holy Quran it says, in this scripture, there is no doubt it is a guidance for those who have fear of Almighty. You see that? So this is not talking about no books would come after it. It's saying don't distort this book. And that's exactly what Paul did. Remember, all those books that Paul wrote, and Paul wrote 90% of the books in the New Testament, came after this book. He added another book. And all that is the Galatians, the Hebrews, the Thessalonians, all those books he wrote after this book was complete. And that's the doctrine that the Christians are living out of, the doctrine of Paul.
Well, why is the Holy Quran and the Holy Bible, why are they two separate books?
Why is the Old Testament and New Testament two separate books? I'll tell you why.
because the Old Testament, which is the 5 books of Moses only, came to Moses. And then after Moses, you get a bunch of other prophets, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Amos, Ruth, who received other books. You follow? And then you got the book of Revelation when Jesus came. And then you got the Quran. But they collected the books after Jesus and put them, the 2 books together. The Old, that's why you call it the Old and New Testament, and they made them one book. And they did not want to put the Quran in there because the Quran reveals too many truths about things it does not include them. The devil clears up all these misconceptions that they make about this Bible.
Thank you.
They're all the same scripture. Don't let them fool you. They're all, you have to read the Quran and know that. When you read it, you see it. It's all the same text.
If a person were to become a Muslim, would they have to stop going to church and stop attending services and things like that?
Well, if a person becomes a Muslim, then they have to start practicing according to the religion of Islam, which is the religion of Jesus. Christians are not in church. They're creating, again, they've created their own religion. And their services are, here's a perfect example. Show me somewhere in the New Testament where Jesus said to hold a mass, or Jesus said to gather on Sunday and listen to any pastor. And the format that they use for Sunday school or meet at Sunday church at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock until 12, show me. It's not in there. These are things they made up. They don't even exist. The Lord that Jesus lived with was, according to the Bible, he gathered with his disciples in a synagogue on Saturday. And that's right in the Bible. And he read from the Torah. These people, if they call them Christians, are Paulites. They worship and follow Paul. And they use Jesus' name. Because all the books they quote from are Paul's books. You follow? So when a person accepts Islam, you know what they've done? They completed a statement that Jesus himself made when he said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." And if Jesus was talking in the midst of his disciples, why was he talking in the future tense? Why did he say, "Blessed are you peacemakers, you are the children of God"? He didn't say that in the Beatitudes. He said, "Blessed are the peacemakers," and the word Muslim means peacemaker. So they shall is future tense, be called the children of God. And in John, he says, "As many of them as believe on me, to them I give power to become the sons of God." So he was talking in the future tense because the disciples all saw him. So he was not even declaring them his followers, because he said that they had little faith. "O ye of little faith, you doubt, you question, you scorn me," he said. You follow? Jesus himself was a Muslim. Let's see what the Bible says. Revelation says Jesus' disciples dressed in long white robes. And that, of course, is the same picture that Christians put on their mother's wall. They got a picture of this man in his white robe. In the garden, Jesus fell on his face and he prayed. He didn't stand up or kneel down like they do in a Christian church. He fell on his face and he prayed. Correct? Jesus, being of the house of David, followed the laws of Moses. Therefore, in the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 7, where it says, "You not to eat pork," that means Jesus did not eat pork. Whenever you ask a person to quote Jesus, they put out red markings that Paul said Jesus said. It's very easy for me to take a book and write it, and then put sayings in it, and make these sayings red, and say, these are what Jesus said after he's gone. Why is it that the book of Revelation does not read like any of the other books then? It reads totally different. Information in the Revelation of the birth of Jesus don't even match the book of Matthew. Because it speaks of them, a woman being in the wilderness, travailing to give birth, and the dragon and the beast is out to get her. That's what the Revelation says about the birth of Jesus, according to the Christians, right? But on the Christian, Matthew's Christmas story, they say he was in a manger and wise men came. Two totally different stories about the birth, right in the New Testament. The book of Revelation has a different whole story about the birth of Christ. Let's try to look it up, okay? Revelation chapter 12. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head were crowns of 12 stars. And she being with child, travailing to birth, pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in the heavens, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew a third part of the stars of the heavens, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to give birth, which was ready to deliver, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of God, that they should feed her. There are 1,203 score days. Thank you. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon, with the point of, well, let's go on over, because we'll go on to that. Let's go to the women's birth again. Let me go to 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of the testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Therefore, 12, therefore rejoice ye heavenly, and ye that dwell on the earth, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast onto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. And to the woman were given 2 wings of the great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for a time and time and a half from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened up her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was worse with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of the seed which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Here we read in Revelation chapter 12 a whole different story about Jesus' birth. It don't mention nothing about no manger, don't mention nothing about no wise men, don't mention about no oils, no incense, no frankincense, and no myrrh, no veil. It mentions this woman running into the wilderness to give birth, and a dragon after her who was trying to drown the baby, waiting for Jesus to be born so he can kill him. And if you go back and read the story of the birth in Matthew, you get this whole Christian story. You understand? But the difference is the book of Matthew, and let's go back to Matthew 1 and see who Matthew is by. Matthew, of course, was by Matthew. Turn to Matthew 1 and read exactly what it starts off with. The gospel according to who? Matthew. The book of the generation of Jesus, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham got Isaac, etc., etc., etc. It's going to go all the way down to 18. Now the birth of Jesus was on this wise. When as his mother was espoused to Joseph before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost. Who was the child by? The Holy Ghost. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man, if you read on, the whole story of Jesus' birth is totally different. Now in 2, now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of King Herod, it will tell you, there came, this is chapter 2 of course, I'm at there. There came wise men from the east to Jerusalem saying, where is that king of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. Now that story is going to be totally different, right? That story is one story. Now let's go back to Revelation, because in the beginning of John, we know who that's by. Now let's see what Revelation says in the beginning. Revelation of Jesus Christ to St. John. You see the difference? One they claim is Jesus Christ's revelation. The other they claim is a gospel according to Matthew. Now, how do we confirm that? Revelation 1 now reads, the revelation of who? Of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which will shortly come to pass. So now, which book should we believe? The one that's according to Matthew or the one that's according to Jesus? According to Jesus, of course, right? So the whole Christian concept of how Jesus was born, and Christmas, and Easter, and all those holidays, you might as well just throw them away, because Paul and those people made them up, because they didn't have no laws. Jesus was a Muslim. When you become a Muslim, then you are doing what Jesus did. You learn how to fall on your face and pray. You learn what he said, why he said it, and how it complies to the laws of Moses. And there's no difference. The law never changes.
Okay, I did ask it because I enjoy going to some parts of church, like singing, and I like also musician. I like playing piano, etc. So I was feeling a conflict with that because I know you don't do those things.
Yes, we do. See, in the Islamic faith, you see, what has happened here in America is a lot of Muslims don't have Islam as it was taught by the Africans. Abraham and Cush and Mizraim, the real descendants. We had circles that we used to perform dhikr in. We have it mentioned in the books of Psalms where David sang and strung the instruments and they sang praise of the Lord. And Muslims do it. It's these new modern Muslims who are controlling the Muslims' minds, got them thinking that don't exist. We have dhikr in Islam where we chant. We sing the praise of Allah. We have certain instruments that are played at these chants. We don't play high-pitched instruments because they, like flutes and stuff, because they stimulate certain negative energies. But we have drums and tambourines, and we have certain lutes and different string instruments and certain instruments that you blow into woodwinds and such. And a piano is something that came from Islam. So there's nothing against it. It's how you listen to it. Listening to the funkadelics is another thing. But music that's singing the praise of the Lord is nothing forbidden. Gospel is a part of us. It always has been.
The women also play instruments?
They can if they know how.
Oh, okay, because I had heard that that was not allowed.
That's because there's a lot of people in the streets. Let me tell you, there's a lot of people in the streets that do the same thing to us that they did to Jesus. They just go out lying to people so people won't come here. And they make up all kind of lies and stories, and if people only come here and ask us, they see different than that. Yeah, because a lot of Muslims, especially the Orthodox, are afraid of the fact that we make them look bad. Because we came on the scene after them, and we have progressed so much further than them because everything we do in the name of Allah. They want to be Muslims on Friday and work on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday. Saying they're Muslim and working in the bank and working in Wall Street and working in the stock market, but then profess to be working for Allah. And we say that that's wrong. Drop your nets and become fishers of men. Spend your life in the way of the Most High trying to bring people home to the faith. And they call us wrong. And they say we were crazy and we'll never survive, etc., etc. And that we have blood sacrifices and that the Imam has 100 wives and 50,000 kids. They got all kind of stories that they make up just to make people not come here. The truth is what brings y'all here. Because while they're talking, you come across one of those pamphlets and you start reading and you say, I have to go ask myself. And that's a gift that people have from the Almighty called will. That makes you make the decision to come here and ask. Ask the brother. So the time you spend talking about the answer of Allah, you could be studying the Quran. Do you read Arabic fluently? No. Then the time you're talking about that, you could be somewhere studying, trying to get your soul together instead of throwing rocks. You know what Jesus said about that? Let him who is without sin cast the first stone. You know there'll be no rock stone if I said that? If I said to everybody in there, let somebody in there who's never ever sinned and still not sinned, you get up and testify against people. Nobody in there could do it if they're honest. And if they get up, that'll be the first sin. When they get up and try to pretend they're so righteous, they never sinned. Right. Okay?
Thank you much.
Assalamu alaikum. Imam, I have a very difficult question to put to you.
Who's it difficult for? The question or the questionnaire?
It's supposed to be for the questionnaire, I guess.
You think it's difficult for me? You're insulting me.
No, I'm not going to try, Imam.
Go ahead, let me hear it.
This is the question. Are the children of Israel no more?
Wow, that was difficult. I'm only having fun. Are the children of Israel no more?
Yes, Imam.
Yes, the children of Israel are no more in the sense that everybody save the lost sheep of the house of Israel, meaning Judah, remained. But Judah refused to allow themselves to be referred to as Israel. They took the tribe of Dan, and Dan moved in with them when they migrated south and went into Ethiopia, and the Danite tribe stayed in Sheba, which was down in Idlib, the tip point of Saudi Arabia. They later migrated into Ethiopia and became known as the Danakil tribe. The Danakil tribe is the one that Bilal radiallahu anhu comes out of. So therewith, when Jesus came, he didn't say he was looking for Israel. He said he was looking for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, which was the tribe of Judah. All the other tribes had perished. Okay? And in Revelations, when they describe them, they only use certain names, and certain names are left out because it's a character type in the book of Revelations when they give the 12 tribes of Israel will be a part of 144,000. That is a character type because Dan is not there, they have Naphtali in there, and they have Manasseh in there. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Mom. This is what the verses. This is what the scripture says in this is Jeremiah 33, and it reads in the 24th verse. It says, "Consider thou not what this people have spoken, saying the two families which the Lord has chosen, he has even cast them off. Thus have they despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them." Now it continues on, and it says in the 25th, "Thus saith the Lord, if my covenant be not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinances of the heaven and the earth, then will I cast away the seed of Jacob and David my servant, so that I will not take any of his seed to be rulers over the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For I will cause their iniquity to return and have mercy on them." How is this explained?
Quite simply, the book of Jeremiah, which is called the number 24, written by Jeremiah, received in Jerusalem, as well as in Egypt. It was completed in the year 580 BCE, and the time period that it covered, you should be writing this down, is from 647 BCE to 580 BCE. Now, why am I telling you all this about the book of Jeremiah? Because all of these things that they're speaking about in Jeremiah took place before the rebuilding of Solomon's temple under Cyrus and Darius, which was in 526. So the prophecies of Israel falling away and disappearing took place after this, you see. So when you read the book of Ezra, you'll find that the dates of Israel, when you speak about the rebuilding of the temple of Solomon, was after Jeremiah wrote his book. So the children of Israel had went and started worshiping the god Baal, mentioned in the Quran also, after this, and have blew the covenant and fell into damnation. And the only way the seed of Israel would come up again is through the seed of Jesse, through David, which was Jesus, who tried to reclaim them and give them a new covenant, which they didn't accept. Thus, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent a comforter, who was also of Judah, in an indirect way, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, right, who came as the comforter, Mu'adh, to gain all the children of Israel, which was through the tribe of Judah, through Bilal, who was the Judite from Ethiopia. This is why Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, where the first place he sent his missionaries. In the story in Islam, where the first place that Muhammad sent his people, to Ethiopia. He told them to go to Ethiopia first. That was the first migration, because he had to go back there and get the staff that was in the possession of the tribe of Judah when Jacob made the covenant that the staff would not pass until Shiloh comes. Shiloh from Shalom, in Hebrew Shalom means peace. And Muhammad was this being that Jacob spoke about, and the Quran teaches us throughout, especially 2:136, that Muhammad and Jacob and all of them are the same family of Abraham. And in Holy Quran chapter 2:130, which you should be writing down and you're not, he says that anybody who denies Millah Ibrahim is a fool of himself. So the covenant was made with Abraham. You see that? And Israel and Jacob and them came out of that seed. And then out of the 10 sons fell out of grace, and 2, Judah and Dan, was spared to carry the staff on down from Egypt, down into Ethiopia. And then Muhammad sent his delegation there to let them know that the promised Shiloh, or the promised Comforter, was there in Arabia. And then the Ethiopian or Abyssinians started migrating to Saudi Arabia under Rasulullah Muhammad, and the covenant was complete. So they said, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. And then the Adhan was sung by Israel, right, through Judah. And that's why Bilal was chosen to be the one who would be called the Mu'adhim, because he was of the tribe of Danakil of Ethiopia, which is a combination of the tribe of Dan and Judah, where the line would raise again. So Israel came back to glory in the Quran, because the Quran is a continuation of the Torah and the application of Moses' law. And then out of Muhammad, he said, would come the Mahdi. And the word Mahdi comes from the Arabic word Mahada. Take the meme off, like you do when you say Muslim. You take the M off and you get the word peace, salam. Take the M off of Mahdi and you get Huda. You follow that? Then put a Ya on it and you get Yahuda, Judah. So the Mahdi, while he wore a shawl around his neck that had 3 little blue lines on it, was like the Tiflin of Israel. But while he wore a tagir, it came up to a point, as opposed to a flat tagir, because it was like the kappa or the yarmulke, as the old Jews, the new word yarmulke is Yiddish, and the kappa is the modern Hebrew, and the kappa or kufi was the ancient. And why he wore Emma wrapped a certain way with an azaba coming down, which you find mentioned in Solomon, Songs of Solomon, because the Mahdi brought back in the dress code of the ancient tribe of Judah, showing that the covenant was completed, that the last day is at hand. Okay? Not really a difficult question. Recently, most people missed on, my son, is the times of the scriptures. You see, it's very important that they know when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent certain revelations. They don't know, because they just run off, they be reading it, and they don't know when that book came, who it came to, and where was he when it came, and what was the conditions that he was living in that would affect why he wrote a certain kind of way. Because each one of the books in the scriptures is written either in a certain type of mystical, prophetical, poetical, medical, war, and what was being written and how it was being written was being influenced, you see, by the environment. So when you talk to a lot of people who are doing their best, their hearts are beautiful, they're trying to really learn the truth for their people, they don't know for sure. So they just say, well, in the book of Exodus, and I have to say, who wrote Exodus, where was it received, who received it, when, what period of time, how long was he living, where was he at, who was bothering him, what made him write it, what did the Israelites do that brought Allah, giving Moses this message at this moment, at this time. When you do that, then you're dealing with supreme mathematics. You're not just dealing with mortal mathematics, you see. And that's the difference. I try to deal with the supreme mathematics in accordance to the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants things, not the way I want them. And that's why a lot of Sunnis can't deal with me, because I try to say it the way Allah says it, not the way Muhammad or Bukhari or Shafi or Hanbali or Maliki or any other scholars or the Talmud. I say the Quran says we follow Millah Ibrahim. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran we follow Millah Ibrahim. So this is what I do until you can show me in the Quran where it says don't. I'm staying on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. When it says in Surah Al-Fatiha, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. When he says that, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, guide us إلى صراط المستقيم, to the path of those who are mustaqim, taqwa. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم, the صراط الذين of those who أنعمت have the ni'mah عليهم. If this is Muhammad talking, Muhammad receiving the Surah Al-Fatiha or Surah Al-Hamd at the 5th point in his life, this is the 5th revelation coming to him, and he's receiving this, and it starts the first surah, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. When he's receiving this, why and who is it talking to? If he is that prophet coming, what does he mean by Ehdinas? Because he included himself in it, guide us. Ehdinas Sirat al-Mustaqim, to the Sirat of those who are taqwa. Who was he talking about? Who was Muhammad referring to? If he was there, it could have been none of those Arabs he was coming to. Who was he saying when he said Ehdinas Sirat al-Mustaqim? Sirat al-Ladina an'amta alayhim. Guide me to the Sirat of those who have fear. Those who have the grace on them. Who were they? They were the prophets before. He was talking about the prophets before. He wasn't talking about any school of thought that we know, Bukhari, Shafi, Hamli, Maliki, Sunni, Ahmadi, Wahhabi, or Ansari. He was talking about the fathers. Nabi Ibrahim, Nabi Yaqub, Yitzhak, as you know, Dawood, Davad, as you know, Musa, Moshe, as you know, Isa, Yitzhak, as you know, Isa, Yeshua, as you know. He was talking about those great beings called the prophets, Anbiyan, that came qablahu, before him. You see? It's beautiful when you know it. It makes it easy to follow when you know it. When you follow that Quran, it's easy. When you get caught up in all the different schools of thoughts, that's when it starts wars and separation and divisions and opinions and ideologies and his ijma and your ijma and his fahwa and his fahwa and his taqwa and his this, his ibadah and his this and his Talmud and his thing. And that's what gets Muslims at war. If they just stay on the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, follow the Quran al-Kareem, it tells you everything you have to do from moment to moment to make it back to Jannah.
Was, what do the elders think about us in terms of right now and us making it and raising the 144,000?
There's difference of opinions. When the council meets, as you know, it met I think last month on the 12th. There's difference of opinion. Some elders say that they should let the four winds fold, while other elders say give them a little more time. I personally am in agreement. I am in agreement with those that say let it fold, because after being down here and coming back and forth for long periods of time, in my last incarnation, being in after you tried to bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945, and making contact for other brothers to come in 1970, and from that period to now, I see physical actions where people will put on veils and men will put on jalabiya, and they will go and make the intentions of what they call salah and different things that they'll look like they're doing, but down inside the afidah, not the qablahum, but the afidahum, the inner heart, is still lurking the serpent people. The ways of shaitan is still there as you have it. And it frightens me that it's a waste of time. I see how they poison, I see how you people poison the children with your ways, and women mislead their husbands and husbands mislead their wives. And to me, it seems to me, with all of the knowledge that has come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala down to this planet, by now you people would have enough iman, faith, to be able
able to move forward. But it doesn't seem like it goes that way here. It seems as if people here on earth are just succumbed or overwhelmed by the presence of the serpent people, and they worship and believe in them. And that's, to me, discouraging. So at this point, the council is quite discouraged about the earth and the earth people, and not just you as a little group of people who were supposed to, your job was to prepare the 144,000 who will be taken up and taken to the crystal city for that 1,000-year period, while the serpent man or Iblis or Azazila or Tanush will be taken down into Agrata and held in the temple of Wahala and kept there for a period of time, which you refer to as being taken down into the pit. And it doesn't seem like we can bait him or trap him because he's got such a great control on earth that many of the elders, including myself, are quite discouraged with the people of this earth plane out, and it's depressing. So there's controversy, there's discussions that take place in the galactical meetings, the brotherhood meetings, that some say give them a chance and others say let the four, when they say the four winds, by the way, that at the four corners of the earth that was supposed to fold it in 1970, that is four ships that have the power to sweep, have magnetic sweeping power. They're holding this planet together with magnetism because the planet is the point where it wants to explode anyway. This is why you have so many volcano eruptions and tornadoes and faults. The planet is trying to explode because too many of the serpent people have tested toy nuclear weapons and have thrown out the atmosphere and got the axis of the planet off, and the magnetic belt is all fluctuating, so your weather and climate is messed. The planet is trying to explode, but there's four ships at the four corners, north, south, east, and west of it, keeping it from exploding. And others say at the meeting, withdraw the ships and let it fold, while others say, hold the ships longer because those who are the seal of the Father are trying to come out. And they asked the elders at the council because new entities from other galaxies are joining in constantly into the Federation. And they asked, who were you people? They want to know, who were these people down here who have on the white? Why are we holding up the whole world and not letting it fold because of this group of people? And they answer to them, these are the ones that's supposed to be making themselves pure in the blood of the Lamb, for purifying themselves. And that's the whole thing. So the answer to your question is that most of the elders are quite vexed and quite fed up with earth people. Most of them are. But there are a few that are very powerful from certain galaxies that have a little faith in the earth people. Okay?
Yeah. I have two more questions. May I ask them?
That's what the forum is for, to ask questions.
Oh, okay. And I just want to make sure I don't want to be, go overboard. I have, do force fields exist? Like in space? Like barriers?
Force fields do exist. Force fields are natural, and there are some force fields that are made, that are set up. NASA has programs where they launch up these toys, bounce off of force fields that were created to keep the negative energy inside the Earth's atmosphere so it doesn't seep out into the universe and poison other things. Because you have a lot of negative energy around the Earth. It was a very positive planet, by the way. Centuries ago, when everybody used to visit this planet, right? It was a very positive place at the time. But as it goes now, many of the elders don't come here anymore because of the things that took place at a place called Yucatan. Yucatan was a meeting place where a lot of the elders came on Earth, and the serpent people invaded the Mayans. They call them the Toltecs. They invaded the Mayans and destroyed them, the Toltec people. And so a lot of people don't come here no more. So what they've done is they set up force fields around the Earth atmosphere, sometimes to trap the serpent people in. And the serpent people are trying to get out. So a lot of their ships that they sent up explode when they get right out of your Earth atmosphere because they bounce off some of these force fields. Understood?
Yes. I was reading in the Hell book about the explanation of will, and it says that desire and discipline play a very important role in will. How does a person strengthen their will to do good And what is willpower?
In order for a person to strengthen their will, which does not fluctuate in muscles, it's there. It's a state. It's not something you can enhance or decrease. All right? But the will is controlled by the desire to do. You understand? And when the desire to have crosses into the desire to do, then the will appears to be weakened.
اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم صدق الله العظيم.
This is from the 66th surah of the Holy Quran, the 8th verse, and reads, O sustainer, complete for us our light, and forgive us, for surely you have the power over all things.
You have been listening to the unshakable guidance and teachings of Sayyid al-Imam Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi, the undisputed man of our times. The Nubian Islamic Hebrew Mission would like to invite you to write or send questions to True Light, 719 Bushwick Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11221. Assalamu alaikum.